Hi, I'm Vicky. Welcome back to Amazing Wellness Life. We're going to talk about when you are ready to have breakfast or break a fast, because some people are using time restricted eating and things like 16-8, where you fast for 16 hours and then you're allowed to eat for an 8-hour window. So, we're not going to talk about how to do that intermittent fasting today. That's for another video. Today, we're going to talk about what do you do when it's time to start eating again, and how to eat in a healthy way so that you're not overwhelming your body and causing insulin spikes and all kinds of other bad things. But before we go into the kitchen, I wanted to just remind you that there are lots of great things about fasting. One of the things I discovered a long time ago was it gave my body a break from food. And it helps your metabolism, and it helps with insulin resistance, and it gives you a chance for your body to repair itself because it's not busy processing food. It's actually a really great thing to do for your body. Oh, yeah, and did I mention weight loss? Okay, let's go to the kitchen. All right, I think it's always good to show what you're actually eating. So this is some leftover sausage that I had in the freezer, and I just don't like to leave it in there too long. So I thought, well, you know what? I'll just make a quick, and this is my breakfast brunch, because I often wait until 1 or 2 if I'm working, but I just kind of am on that schedule. There is some butter, 2 scrambled eggs, and this is the salsa and guac that I picked up the other day because I like to have it with scrambled eggs. It tastes really good, and it gets me some vitamin C and some other nutrients. And then here is just a little bit of cheese. I'm actually going to use more cheese than that, but I have to get the cheese grater out, so I'm going to do that. But anyway, these are the beginnings of my brunch. Okay, here's some crazy things to do with the good fats besides use them with your eggs. Some people are putting butter in their coffee or herbal tea. So that is one thing you can do. The main thing is that you want to be using good fats, but let's talk about eggs because eggs are the best source of protein, and here are a couple of reasons why. One is they have complete essential amino acids. They have omega 3s, which are so important for your body. In almost every cell, you need omega 3s. And guess what? If you're getting those pasture eggs and grass-fed eggs, have actually even more of the omega-3 fatty acids. So here's another thing that they have. I like them because they're soft and easy on your digestion. It's a protein that your body accepts very quickly, and so it absorbs fast, and there's minimal structures for it to break down, and that's why your body likes it. So it's gentle on the stomach, and it also has enzymes that efficiently process the eggs in your stomach. It has essential vitamins A, B, D, and E, and it also has minerals like iron, phosphorus, and selenium, which is very hard to find. So you know when they say the egg is the perfect food, it kind of is, and so it's a really great way to have eggs be your first meal of the day. I realize not everybody can tolerate eggs, and so if you can't tolerate eggs, then you probably need to go to something like Greek yogurt or something like that, but don't add any sugar. All right, everything is all grated, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of sour cream, not a lot. Sour cream doesn't hurt you. It has fat in it, but it's good fat. Unless you're a person that can't do dairy. And then if that's you, I'm sorry, because I'm from Vermont and I love dairy. So here's one of the reasons that I like to use tomatoes, either sliced tomatoes or like a salsa like this with, with some onions and stuff like that. The reason I like to do that is because it has vitamin C, and tomatoes are a fruit actually. So I'm gonna actually load up the guac because the guac kind of goes bad after a few days, if you've ever noticed that. When you make your own, you have a little bit more control. I always put a lot more lime juice in my guac. But anyway, so that is what my brunch is looking like. And I'm just gonna have some electrolytes with it. Sometimes I'll do a little bone broth, warm it up, but it's hot. It's a hot day today. And I don't really want to have a hot drink with a hot meal. This is good enough. Okay, so this is me, no makeup. just just finishing up a bunch of work here around the apartment. This is my delicious looking brunch, and I can't wait to eat it. In my dining area is this really cool chicken that used to live in my mom's kitchen. But I use it for a fun game that I play with the grandkids when they come over. We have all these cute little, silly little things, and then one kid hides all of them, and then the other kids find it. Anyway, I just thought you might think that's funny. Anyway, I'm just happy to be sitting down for a few minutes. So, it seems like a lot of food probably to some people, because you're not used to eating 2 eggs and some meat with it and all these other great things. But frankly, I think part of the modern American diet, at least for me, we've been told that meat is the enemy for so long that people have restricted the amount of meat that they're eating for a really long time. And I think especially for women, men like meat, and so they eat it a lot. We don't tend to like it as much as they do, so it's not hard for us to restrict the amount of meat that we're eating. But what do we replace it with? And here's the sad thing. We often replace it with carbs. Even if it's, fruit or whatever. We've talked about this before. Fruit is high in carbohydrates and sugar. And so that's not a great replacement. Well, what about replacing it with vegetables? Yes, you could do that. But if you're replacing it with French fries or mashed potatoes or a baked potato, or even, roasted potatoes. I love roasted potatoes, but they also have a high carb intake. So what you really want to try to get yourself to is a low carbohydrate diet, and then eventually, for periods of time, I go full keto. Now, I've never gone full carnivore before because I tried it for a few days and I just really couldn't tolerate it. It was so much meat. But this works well for me, and I will be honest with you, I didn't start out with this much protein. I started out with, eating just 2 scrambled eggs, and that was plenty. But then over time, I built it up so that I could tolerate and digest more protein. And so this is what a good meal should look like for you. It means adjusting a lot of your mental and cultural. I'll say cultural because especially in America, women often tend to not eat as much meat because they're trying to save it for the children or their husband or whatever. And so we have to overcome our phobia of meat and fat. Now, I'm not saying that you should just suddenly just start eating like sticks of butter. Some people talk about that. I've never been able to, tolerate that, but I do like butter. And I also love olive oil and avocado because they're such a good source of fat. We have to get over being afraid of protein and fat. If you can do that, if you can make that mental shift, you'll find you have more energy and you have more staying power. I haven't had anything to eat yet today because I wasn't hungry, because my body is normally satisfied. So I'll eat 2, maybe 3 meals a day. Mostly it's, between the hours of either 1 and 7 or noon and 6 or whatever. I have like a 6 or a 7 hour eating window, and then I just stop because I don't need to keep snacking all the time. But it means that I have to be intentional when I do eat. I have to make sure that I'm getting enough protein. And I do like adding in, making sure that I'm getting vitamins and minerals and things like that. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. I'm going to turn you off because I really want to eat my food before it gets cold. All right. I hope you have a great day. And leave me a comment. Tell me what your first meal of the day looks like. If your first meal of the day looks similar, awesome. If not, maybe rethink some things and just, let's engage about what are good choices. All right. Have a great day. Just a reminder, this is not healthcare advice. This is just education and experience. Have a great day.